Welcome to the One Life for Life podcast, where we're focused on ending abortion one county at a time. Welcome to the One Life for Life training podcast. We are a group that's committed to ending abortion now, beginning in our county and beyond. And we're doing these training podcasts to equip the frontline ministers to be more effective and God-honoring in their ministry. So my name is Eric Stewart. I'm joined by a fellow partner in the ministry and missionary, Justin Phillips. What's up, man?
Hey, good to be here.
Yeah, man. It's getting close to lunchtime, though.
I'm getting kind of hungry. Yeah, okay. A little bit.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be the hangry video today or podcast. But talking about an important topic today that you and I don't have a tremendous amount of expertise on, so we're not going to elaborate and to a lot of the finer points of this. But really, this podcast is for those that are part of our team, those that are part of the One Life for Life team, and you're engaging the culture of death front lines at the abortion mills. Just kind of some emphases when it comes to social media that we want to see within our team. Mm-hmm. So there may be those that could give a better kind of explanation of the positives and how effective social media is. We're not getting in that today, but just really want to kind of hit on some key points today. So sound good?
Yeah, good stuff.
All right, so let's just begin and talk generally speaking. So social media is a great tool. No, right? Like, what are some thoughts we'd have about that, just in regards to social media as a tool and an instrument that we could use? Any thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think that social media can be used is really a powerful tool as far as to try to grow the team beyond your local area where you don't have physical reach. You know, to get people talking about these issues, also to bring the focus to you can reach a lot of people and bring people's focus to this atrocity that's happening.
Yeah.
And to build a team, we've had people from Canada, we have people from different countries liking our stuff. We've had people contact us and want to get involved from Texas, California, Detroit. A lot of different places that want to get involved just to get more information and stuff. So that's really huge. How long would it take us without social media, to get someone from Texas to talk to us about it?
So it really helps to build that network and find those other like-minded individuals and churches to partner with us. Yeah, we have a meeting coming up with a group in Livonia, right? A guy you've been talking to, and our church is interested in getting engaged in this. So,
from social media. And
yeah, that's good. So definitely, it's a platform for us to build our network. It's most people's, it's their first news source they come to. So it's kind of a go-to for that. So obviously having a footprint on is going to help us provide good news, build the network. So a great tool from that end. So for us, that's some benefits we see, right? It can really help us build our team and expand our network to achieve our goal of having missionaries on site at every abortion mill across the country.
Amen.
Without this, like you were saying, how much harder would that be?
Yeah. God can redeem this and uses it to, expand His kingdom, and He can do a lot faster than the old days.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, let's just talk about the next thing. What are some really common mistakes that we've made? Usually, how it starts, right? Mistakes we've made or mistakes we've seen other people make as it relates to this type of ministry.
Well, the ministry is, it's horrible what's going on, and it's horrible what you're seeing every day. And you can get in a mode where you're posting a lot of negative stuff and stuff about just wake up, people, what is going on? Why is this still happening? And you get in that mindset and post these things, which have really people don't really they're not gonna, that's not gonna grab their attention. We want them to get involved and to join us and to expand the team. So you want to post things that are more positive instead of just calling everybody out like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you see this? Like, why don't you understand what's going on? When we got to remember, like, we didn't understand. We weren't there not that long ago.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get people to come to see what God's shown us, and He showed us gently and walked us through a lot of things gently, and then so we want to do the same thing with others because we want them to join us, and not feel like, oh, they're just a horrible person because they're not doing anything about it.
Yeah, there seems to be a temptation to want to post like the real intense things, right? Like but missing the point that like social media is a form of communication. So communication happens like when I say, or when the person speaking says something, and then the person receiving the communication understands what they were saying. Like that's what communication is. So on social media, though, particularly Facebook and other platforms, is many times we forget that someone is receiving that information, and then they're going to make conclusions on that based upon what they're receiving. So if they only get a video where there's a bunch of big dudes screaming at someone, like, even though they may be faithfully preaching the gospel, all they're going to see right out of the gate is, holy cow, those people are crazy. Which we are crazy, but we want to curb that as much as possible, and let people understand what we're actually doing. And part of that also comes into podcasts we did as well as just messaging to the workers and making sure we're being faithful in that. So if people do show a video of us, that we're not embarrassed by it. But yeah, I think understanding, oftentimes a big mistake we make is not thinking through the receiver of that communication. Like, man, we see people get on like vegan kicks, right? Or or even get into different debates. There's all sorts of vegan, homeschool, vaccines, right? And it's like, and then all of a sudden, everything you see on Facebook from that person is telling everyone how stupid they are, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just thinking through that other people are receiving that message, and it's an important thing, right?
Yeah, that's really. I like the way you put that. It's communication. It's a form of communication. So how would you want to communicate to that person or your audience that you're wanting to get? And so but it feels good sometimes to post those things like, yeah, I can post this here because no one sees me doing it. They can't really say anything back. I mean, they can type something, but it's you're like kind of hidden.
Yeah.
But you can get that out there and that dig out, and it feels good sometimes. But to use it, we want to use it for God's glory to communicate a message. And because we would have thought we were crazy a few years ago what we're doing.
Yes.
And so from that standpoint, what we do looks crazy to a lot of the people that haven't seen yet, their eyes haven't been open to it yet. So we want to walk them into that, and then by showing them the fruit of what's happening out there, the babies that are being saved, and put stuff like that and the positive stuff, and still use the truth and what's the right language and all that stuff also. But because that's one way God woke us up, was the right language, But then they see the fruit of it, so there's got to be something to this, man. Maybe we can check out more, and then just go from there.
Yeah. So one thing you said in there, I think is so important is really, you mentioned that we used to think, like, when we first came across this ministry, we thought it looked crazy. Yeah. So we should think that other people are going to think that same thing as well.
That's what they're going to think, yeah.
Yeah, it's putting ourselves in their shoes. And then it's like, how did we come to see this issue for what it is? Like what did God use in our life to bring us there? And thinking through which for us the main thing is going on site, right? Like so whatever we can do to encourage people to come join us and to stand there and to see what's happening is really the best thing. So with that, the next one is just really, so what's the best type of content to post? What kind of stories do we want to tell? And you were hitting on this a little bit already, is just the more we can share the positive stories of the fruit of the ministry, the better that's going to be, right? Anything else you want to add on that?
No, yeah, I think that's maybe like lead. What do you say? Lead with the positive? Is that something you say? I've heard you say a bit. Yeah, lead with those things, and because there's those are powerful when you see babies that were saved or conversations that people that you've talked to, and that's what will get people to want to see what we're doing more, I think.
Yeah, you can't argue with the results.
Yeah.
Like people say, does this work? It's like, it works.
Let me show you a
like
picture.
there's fruit. Yeah, let me show you this video. Let me show you these pictures. These babies are now alive, and they would have been dead if we weren't there.
Yeah, but if you just posted and shared like the preach, the yelling and the preaching, stuff, and that's what you posted all the time, and people want to come and check you out or see what's going on, like, I mean, they probably wouldn't.
Yeah, it might make for a lot of clicks.
Yeah.
Online, but it necessarily won't translate into people really engaging and following us. I remember one guy I talked to a few months ago from California. He said it was actually the video that Jordan produced over here on the ones and twos.
Yeah.
He produced for us to just share our story of the ministry. And he said, I was blown away by that because typically the other videos I have seen have just been people going and doing the ministry, but I haven't seen any fruit from it. And he's like, you guys just shared the fruit. He's like, it was the most encouraging thing I've seen, because I'm like, wow, this actually does work. It's not just, oftentimes we think that it's just, I just got to go and sacrifice and endure the kind of the fight of the ministry. But like, no, there's actually fruit from it. God is gracious, and he sends people to you. He'll send people to you that you're not expecting. He's going to send you moms and dads that you can pour into, that you can share the gospel with, that you can help them raise their baby. That's an amazing thing. If we, I believe, stay faithful to him, trust in his sovereignty, stay faithful to his word, preach the truth in love, and continue to do that and expect God to work, it will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really important. And I think because you're showing them the fruit of what happens, right? Like the babies that are saved, for instance. And one of the not objections, but one of the things that like you were thinking about before a few years ago was like, what more can we do? And so this is showing that the more you can do is this, and this is the results of that, is real tangible lives being saved from death.
Yeah.
And so then like, oh yeah, there is something more we can do, because that's what we want the people to know. There's more we can do. We don't have to sit on the sidelines anymore.
Yeah, because it's such a great opportunity, right? Like those that are abortion minded, we know where they're going.
Yeah.
It's like we can establish facilities and have the best run facilities and pregnancy centers, which I'm all for those. Like I think they have a great ministry, but we can set those up, and by and large, the abortion minded are not coming there. Mm-hmm. We know where they're going though. They're going to the abortion mill. And we can go and we can intercept them, and then we can send them over to these amazing pregnancy centers that are out there. And man, what an amazing ministry! And then we can share that on Facebook. And like we've been talking about, people can't argue with that. Like, these are real lives that are saved. These are real moms that are thanking us.
Yeah.
Real dads that are thanking us and have told us, if you guys weren't here, my baby would be dead. Mm-hmm. And we know it's God that's worked in their lives, but he uses instruments, and we've been able to be those instruments. So for those on the One Life for Life ministry on our team, we really want to encourage you. Share the positive stories. Share the fruit of this ministry. Share what God is doing in those ways, and just really stay away from the other stuff. Like, if you want to, I know for those, like, maybe in our inner circle, we can share those videos back and forth to each other. But like, man, for the public, let's just share the fruit of the ministry, share those positive stories. And that's really what we want to see come from our One Life for Life ministry.
Yeah. Amen.
All right. Well, keep up the fight. The key to sharing, though, is to make sure we get videos. Yeah. And the only way to get videos is to keep going on the front lines, keep engaging people with the gospel, and believing and expecting that God is going to work, and he's going to save babies and save souls for his glory and honor. So keep up the fight, guys.